Hi, my name is Jillian and today we're going to be yet again exploring watercolor, and one of the things that I really enjoy doing is playing with paint and water on paper. This gives me the opportunity to see how the paint and water interact as they move with each other. I also get to notice and pay attention to the different feelings that erupt within me as all of these lessons unfold on the paper. As you are going through this video, I want you to think about an intention that you set to go through this exercise. Each of you might be in this video here for a different reason, and I believe that each time you revisit this video, whether it is again and again or whether it's your first time, it's good for you to think about what you hope to achieve at the end of this. It's not so much on developing an outcome, but it's also for you to think about why you are here. What draws you to create something together with yourself, your body, and your mind today. As you are going through the exercises, I want you to not just pay attention to what is happening outside of your body, which is on paper. I want you to also pay attention to things like your breath, the way you're holding your brush, the way in which your body is arched over the paper, or even the way it's sitting on your hips. Consider all of these things because these actually set the tone in which your painting is going to turn out. Sometimes we are so focused on techniques and skills and doing things a certain way and a right way, when everything that comes together is more than just techniques. It's also the way we are holding our body, the way in which we feel tension in our hands, our fingers as we're holding the brush, or even the way we are tightening our jaw every time something doesn't go right. So let's begin, and I hope that you enjoy getting grounded in watercolor with me today. I'm going to just put down painted water this time, just on the top. After I put painted water on the top, I'm going to go in with my pigment and I'm just going to create strokes. And I'm not really sure what I want to do because this was an exercise with no real objective. So I've painted the top and now maybe I want to move this way. And when I'm doing that movement, it felt good for my arm to be able to express out. I wonder how that feels for you. Then I'm going to pull it back towards me. See how that feels, pulling towards me. Somehow when I pull my brush towards me, I notice a different sensation. I feel like it feels tense. I wonder how that feels for you. I'm going to pull away from me again, and I added water to that same spot. I really like the feeling of pushing away all the fears, pushing away self-doubt, pushing away feelings of comparison. And these are obstacles that many artists face. We often question and wonder if we're doing things right. But the thing about art is that there's no real right or wrong. It's a matter of perception, how we see things. And my belief is that as the artist, you have the license. You can do as you like. You don't need another person's approval. Gone in to add dark paint, and I'm just going around using my arm to just pull this dark paint into the wet water. I want to disrupt some of it, so I'm adding water into that area now. I'm just dripping water. And as I'm doing this, also being very curious. Did I just create something different from what I started? Was that the plan? So paying attention to the things that your mind is telling you, how it feels for you, adding in paint and seeing if it moves. Noticing right now that I am feeling frustrated because I'm dabbing in paint in a spot and it's not moving. Sometimes things don't go our way. We have this expectation of a certain way of doing things, expectation of how things should work, and letting go of the shoulds, the musts, can be really hard. So I'm going to just tap in paint. Feels like I want to tap it in. Just tapping in and seeing the paint disperse different directions. Now I'm going to dry off my brush because I see that my paper is so wet. I want to try and dry off some bits. I'm drying my brush on my paper towel, taking my time, and then I'm going to move my dry brush across. Noticing that I've created a new line. I'm going to put that excess paint down and I'm going to try that again. Lifting, we are lifting. Putting down excess paint, pushing it, lifting. I realized that I can get some parts back, the whites. I wonder if I can soften this edge. So I'm going to put in some water, see if I can soften it. And then I'm going to lift and take it back so that it's nice and white again. Softening that edge. Now there's that spot that was there that didn't move. I'm going to add water to it. See what happens. I pulled it and it started to move towards it. Now I'm going to pull out my ink and be playful, and I'm just going to draw on the current surface. Adding these curves. Allowing that paint to feather. Noticing any feelings that you're feeling in your hands. Tension, relaxation, how your mind is currently feeling right now. Connecting your mind with your brush. Telling yourself words of kindness. You're doing the best you can. You're still learning. You're worthy. You're enough. Your art is allowed to take up space. Messing it up with clean water. Letting everything flow, meld together.